Good morning. What if, stay with me here for a moment. What if the secret to writing a book that attracts clients isn't about reaching everyone, but about connecting deeply with one perfect reader? It's a little like Theodore and Samantha in the film Her, where it's based on a connection that thrives because it is tailored, it is personal, it is specific. Today, I'm going to show you 5 ways that you can bring this same intimacy and focus to your book so that it resonates with your ideal, dreamy readers and so that they will connect back with you. Hi, my name is Karma Spence, and I help executive coaches, business leaders, and consultants write, publish, and market client attracting books so that they can grow their businesses, all while having fun because I gamify it. So the first tip is actually what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be busting some myths. So the first myth is that your book needs to cover everything you know. In Her, Theodore writes highly specific, personalized letters that focus on small, meaningful moments. These details resonate with the recipients of these letters because they are tailored and they are heartfelt, not overwhelming, not generic. So, overloading your book is akin to losing intimacy that Theodore captures in his letters. So, this is why having an ideal reader avatar for every book, because every book might have a slightly different avatar. And a lot of people fear that if they niche this far, they won't reach all the people that they could reach. And honestly, that's not what happens because so you're aiming at your niche reader, right? Your perfect ideal reader. Usually some of what you're saying to that ideal reader will resonate with adjacent readers. That's what I call they're ideal reader adjacent. And they'll resonate and may become a client as well. So even though you're niched perfectly here, your reach is actually greater than that because of the people who hover around that idealness. Myth number 2, writing for everyone increases reach. Now, I've already touched on this one already, but let's put it this way. So, Theodore, the main character in Her, which just in case you haven't seen the movie Her, it's about this guy, Theodore, who falls in love with his operating system named Samantha. And honestly, it's really not that far fetched because AI is making things like this quite possible. Anyway, let's get back to the myth I'm busting here that you need to write about for everyone to increase reach. Theodore lives in a vast, bustling city, but he feels disconnected. His relationship with Samantha, his operating system, thrives because it is tailored to him, not the masses. The film shows how depth of connection matters more than breadth. Your book should focus on deeply connecting with a specific audience rather than trying to appeal to everyone. And this is the same like, okay, think back before you were with whoever you're with now. You may have had several options, but eventually you chose this person to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, spouse, whatever they are right now. You chose this person because the relationship felt specific. You felt that person cared for you and loved you specifically, not just as one of the girls I go out with, one of the guys I go out with. When you treat relationships like they are expendable, like they are everyday, ordinary, generic, that relationship suffers. If you're in a committed relationship, you're very specific about that person. I mean, like with my husband, I know specific things about him. So I know to do some certain things to make him happy, like I wash the cat food dish because he finds it disgusting. I don't know why. It's just cat food. But it's a little thing I can do to make him happy. Well, that's specific. Some other person might not care about the cat food. Your readers are the same way. If you can make your book feel to them like you're in their head and getting them, grokking them, you're going to have better results. Myth number 3, the title needs to be clever. Now, I've actually done 2 videos on that. I will put those links to those videos in the show notes, but your title doesn't need to be clever. And it doesn't need to be SEO. It needs to be whatever it needs to be to get the attention of your ideal reader. So if clever is what gets your ideal client to read the book, then go ahead, be clever. If something that's SEO optimized is what's going to get your ideal reader, then do that. Your The beauty of Theodore's relationship with Samantha isn't about grand gestures or clever words. It's about authenticity and clarity in their emotional exchanges. A clear title that communicates value and purpose resonates more than something overly complex or flashy. And I've told this story before, but like my last book, Serve Up Your Book, I had something more clever as the title, and it was bombing. It was like no one understood what I was talking about. So as soon as I changed it to Serve Up Your Book, which is it's still clever because I like that. And it was so tied to the whole metaphor of the book, which was all about food anyway. I was using the food metaphor in marketing, the marketing buffet, and it was clear. You're serving up your book, you're marketing your book, you're giving your book up to the world. It made more sense, and it went to bestseller. All because I literally changed that title while it was in pre-order. So there are videos out there that refer to the original title. So clever doesn't always get it. You need to tap into what your ideal market is wanting and what will resonate with them. Number 4, you can start writing without a clear idea. That's what Rabbit Author does. Rabbit Author goes down writing rabbit holes and gets stuck and often doesn't finish their book or writes tons of stuff that they end up throwing away. Turtle Author, on the other hand, starts with a clear idea. Now, if you struggle with starting with a clear idea, I have something coming up for you in a few weeks. It's called Road Trip to More Clients. It's a free 3-day challenge, and we'll nail your big idea. We will get your customer journey transformation map down. We'll dig into your ideal reader. And by the end of the challenge, you will have your North Star, your compass, your book promise. Once you have your book promise, everything else everything else flows easily from there. And we'll get it done in 3 easy days. All you have to do is go to karmaspence.com/challenge, and the link should be below this video. All right, so Theodore's initial sense of aimlessness and longing for connection reflects the chaos of starting in something important. Once he got focused, Samantha helped focus him, and they got very specific and very connected. Then everything flowed from there, and that's the same way he wrote his letter. So when you get your clear idea, your big idea married to your audience, developing your book promise, you can start writing. It's ideal that you create an outline, but if you need to, you could start writing at that point. So myth number 5, readers will see themselves in generalities. Let me ask you, going to the beach is fun. Do you see yourself in that comment? Some of you might be, but more than likely, if you see yourself in that statement, you're thinking, going to the beach is fun because I like surfing or I like this feel of warm sand between my toes. You're taking my generic statement, going to the beach is fun, and you're making it specific to you. Now, if I said, going to the beach is fun because the warm white sand between my toes and the sound of the ocean crashing along the shore makes me feel calm and connected to the earth. Less people are going to identify with that statement because it's not generic, it's specific. Peter's letters succeed because they were specific and personal. Similarly, readers connect with a book when it reflects their unique challenges and desires, not generic advice. This is part of the reason why I say when you're writing a client attracting book, write to a top of mind specific problem of your ideal client. That's part of the reason why we create the customer journey transformation map is so that you understand the full breadth of transformation you offer and are better able to identify where do your dreamy clients come in. Write a book about that. So there you go. 5 lessons from the film Her that will transform how you write a book because I busted through some myths that would keep you stuck. Again, if you would like to join me on my 3-day challenge, Road Trip to More Clients, it is happening in just a few short weeks, and you can sign up at karmaspence.com/challenge. I will see you next week. This is Karma Spence saying ciao for now.